9-2. Betting pools. Ye didny call anythin', ye wee goblin. Minerva McGonagall's brogue was fully out to play tonight. Oh, but I did, Phileas Flitwick chuckled. And I seem to recall that you were firmly in the doubting camp regarding young Atlas and Septima. Didny doubt them, Minerva sniffed haughtily. I just didny expect the youth today to move so fast. Which still means my bet was more accurate and that I should take the pot, Phileas stated. And both of you forget I had the beginning of the school year as my bet, Severus Snape drawled in a flat monotone. Phileas, you thought they would get together that very first night, and you, Minerva, estimated it would take them until Yule to figure out their feelings. This, of course, sent the three of them into petty bickering over who won the betting pool dedicated to Atlas and Septima's relationship. Pomona Sprout sat back and watched the fighting with a slight grin. She was soon joined by Aurora Sinistra, a newcomer to their weekly, staff meetings, poker games. What are they arguing about now? Aurora asked in a whisper. The betting pool for when Atlas and Septima would get together, Pomona answered. The new guy, Aurora asked and received a nod of confirmation. When did this start? This summer. Septima stayed in the castle and they were dancing around each other so much. It was adorable really. I can understand why, Aurora mused. Just his name alone does things to me that shouldn't be mentioned in polite company. So often is the star Atlas forgotten for the myth, but I can only hope that isn't the case for him. Though, doesn't that name sound suspiciously pure blood? That's a whole other pool entirely, Pomona said with a wink. Oh, don't get me started, Severus said, breaking off from the argument still going on between Minerva and Phileas. I still say he looks too much like Black for it to be a coincidence. Really? Aurora perked up. That family tends to name their children after stars and constellations, correct? Pomona nodded. They do, but personally, I think the odds of him being a black bastard are low. Severus is just particularly biased due to a certain school acquaintance of his. They believe in them. Minerva's almost offended reply interrupted the conversation and drew everyone's attention back to the argument in their midst. Septima's got a good head on her shoulders and the lad'll treat her right. Just because they belong to who's Disney mean you hold a monopoly on caring for our former students? He'll treat her right, all right Tilda, Aurora muttered appreciatively under her breath. What was that, lass? Minerva directed her attention to Aurora. Flustered, Aurora answered, just that he's quite the good-looking young man. Septima's just lucky is all. Maeve knows I'm getting up there and I haven't found anyone like she seems to have. I'm 30 now and people will start calling me a spinster soon. She sighed, if only I was here over the summer, perhaps I could have staked my claim with Septima. My upbringing lends me quite well to sharing a high-value wizard with other witches. I realize that arrangement is something of a rarity in modern wizarding Britain though. You may just be in luck, Phileas said. I happen to know that Septima is of a similar mindset when it comes to relationships. She's quite the believer in the old ways. Covens and such. I believe she wishes to start a whole new bloodline, unique magic and all, and since she now seems to be in a relationship with young Atlas, there is a good chance he is on board with her plan. Aurora perked up as the seed of an idea was planted in her mind and Minerva snorted, cold maybe me. The one vila was more than enough for Robert and I, thank you very much. A grin spread across Aurora's face, white teeth contrasting beautifully with her darker skin, so you're telling me there's a chance. Pomona chuckled, well, seems we'll have to start up another pool. Despite his monotone, everyone could tell Severus was jumping for the chance to place his bet. I'll give it until Yule and I'll throw in some extra that Aurora here will make their first time into a ritual. A bit eager, aren't we, Severus? Minerva smirked knowingly. Severus turned his nose up at her. I need the money. I have a newly half-orphaned godson to look after. Minerva's reply was thick with honey-sweet sarcasm. Yes, how unfortunate that noble Lucius passed away during the riot when the only reported casualties were Death Eaters. Oh well, he will be missed. Severus matched her sarcasm with deadpan. No, he won't, not even by me, but this does mean Narcissa is back on the market. Perhaps I shall offer myself as a shoulder for her to pretend to cry upon. How strange, Phileas mused insincerely. Why do I feel a modicum of respect for you growing in my chest, Severus? Severus sneered, unkindly. Phileas, shut up. Since we're betting on my chances with Atlas and Septima, should we bet on Severus' chances with the Malfoy matriarch? Aurora asked. Not a single chance, Minerva scoffed. Narcissa was always a smart lass. Too smart for her broody countenance, Severus. If she forgets that, I'll just have to remind her. Another bet perhaps, Phileas suggested to general agreement. Ye ever think we may have a problem? Minerva asked frankly after a moment of consideration. Not like there's anything else to do in this damned castle, Severus said sarcastically. Minerva sighed, fine, put me down for when hell freezes over. Your confidence in me is inspiring, Minerva, Severus deadpanned. As if suddenly appearing out of thin air, Albus Dumbledore made his presence known. Oh, I'm sure she only means it in good jest, Severus. Albus, Minerva greeted fondly. So kind of ye to join our staff meeting. Care for a game? Albus waved off the invitation. No, I'm simply here to collect my winnings from the Atlas Septima pot. I believe I had, right after the World Cup, and the beginnings of a coven. Minerva cursed up a blue streak, bloody buggerin' bastard. He beat us all. Albus, eyes twinkled, did I? How fortuitous. Now, my winnings, if you please. A bag of lemon drops seems to be calling my name.